Hey folks, Quillington here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Factorio! Alright, I guess I do have to do something about this. I knew it was gonna be silly to, like, do a, four-way balancer and then do the side loading. I was like, we don't have that much throughput, and I've let this, like, build, and it doesn't even have productivity modules yet, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we actually do have enough throughput where I'm being relatively silly. So, let's go ahead and do that. I don't know if we actually need two lines. But how would we best do it? It's almost like if you split it apart and then sort of lane balanced each one. I should probably just look up a freaking, like, 4-to-2 balancer. There you go. So if we do that, and then sort of lane balance each one of these. Undo that, and then take you and run you through there, actually, and then do that. There we go. And yeah, we end up with, like, there's no way it's going to use everything here. Boom, 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 boom. Oops, there you go. Filled you up, actually. There you go. Just load that, get you to come down. That's going to be fine. At this point, we actually shouldn't even need this thing. It should be 100% redundant, but what the heck, right? So yeah, if we go to the four-way into that, and yeah, we don't have 100% density. That's why I was like, I'll just side load. It's not going to be that busy. And it's like, let me start getting backups. I'm like, okay. I might have just been able to, like, merge these into one instead of two, but, it's a little more extensible. That was the idea, is, like, build this so that in the future, if it turns out that we do more or whatever, then it'll be ready to go. All right, so we should have plenty of rocket fuel being produced now. Let's get the next step. Now, one of the next steps is going to, in fact, be getting speed modules. Regular level 1 speed modules in here. So let's go to the area where we're already making modules. We're not going to piggyback off the existing construction, though. Hell, we're making speed modules in a couple of different places because we are using them for some of the science. Man, we're almost done this atomic bomb, which is ridiculous, like 5,000 times production cycles. It's like, it's fine. We're actually, looks like we're shortest on the grays, which is interesting because we haven't actually required a lot of science for a while, so I wasn't really as stressed about it. Let's just, I don't know, drop some speed modules in here. Actually, are you short of something? You're short of these. That's actually your problem. Which is partially related to maybe not having enough iron, which is because we're only loading from one side. So let's go ahead and actually upgrade you to blues then. I don't actually have to do the entire thing, mostly just the entrance. And so I'm going to do sort of this block here so that the splitters are shoving things over a lot more. It should be 100% saturation on the one side. And we should have a lot more consistency about going to the end. Okay, I probably didn't need to worry about speed moduling these things. Oh, speaking of, you have production modules, which actually is probably better, although we're out of them because I have a ton of requests for production modules over here, which are slowly being produced. They're going to get their full productivity boost. Okay, so that'll just kick that up a notch, and that's fine. You can see that the green circuits on my bus are actually being overworked at this point. And actually, that's only going to become worse as I put more strain on it by asking for more speed modules to get done. Now, we need to get them there. We actually have this T-junction, which I believe used to be for a copper mine over here. I think that's what this brown area was. But what if we just used that and built our speed modules there? Because regular speed modules just need red and green. Done. So yeah, let's do that. And what I'll again do is possibly have enough room for a 4-car station. But really, we'll just use the 1 car, and that's going to be okay. I think I'm going to go around like this. And just because I don't want to move this stuff, we're going to do that, which is going to be, way longer than we need. But that's fine. If I hold shift here, then it'll go through the trees. Yeah, so way long, but that's okay. So we come in on the right, so we'll be doing that, and going upwards over here, I should have I have 2 of the balancers in my blueprint. That's excellent. There you go. And station at the top, and paste. Again, we'll only load stuff into the top, and that's going to be fine. And let's go and just bulk deconstruct this area over here. So we'll make some speed circuits in this area. Now, we might need to make crazy huge lots of amounts of speed circuits. I actually don't really know how much, like, even vaguely, we truly will need in the system, but we'll do what we can. So let's get some red and green over here, which is an excellent show. Da, 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 da. And da, 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 da. And, I mean, we could grab it anywhere, but let's go below, because, I don't know, arbitrary. Like this. Come on. Vague amounts of competence. You can do it. I know you can, because every now and again you do. Not often, but sometimes you have a vague amount of competence for things. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And, yeah, we'll just go a little further away, because we can. Save, in theory, a little bit of material. And, okay. So, red and green circuits coming in here. Clearly, and I've talked about this before, because we got rid of our green train station, right? One of the ideas is to possibly, well, and we don't have full saturation here, so, or here. Do we have a shortage of stuff coming in? No, we're just, everything is fully saturated. We just literally need more green production. I talked about, like, doing something else and also getting greens to go directly to the bus. And maybe that's something we're going to have to do. But let's deal with that after. So, I don't know, many. How many? Many. Let's go with 22, which is, if I keep going to when this says 28, that means I'll have placed 22. Because, I don't know, that's when you do smelting, which is probably doesn't apply to this because it depends on production speeds and what belt you're using and all that kind of stuff. But, I don't know, this seems like a lot. Because, blue, 15, yeah, so really this chain could be as long as we possibly imagine. It's actually the input that might get suffocated slightly. This needs 10 things every 15 seconds. So, and you can have X number of things on the belt. I don't know, man. I don't know. We can't productivity module this stuff. We can speed module, but I don't think there's much point to this based on the layout. If we need more speed, probably we'll just build more of these. It's not like it's that expensive. And probably, you know, that's a good thing for, like, maybe I don't need this for the beacons and things either. What I'll probably do is do this, because we're gonna blueprint this for ease, which actually means I'm gonna have to go that way. We'll have to trim that bit off after, but that's okay. And yeah, let's assume we're gonna put one of these on every chunk. I guess I should do the other side at the same time, right? Yeah. So you're gonna do that, pull like that, and like that, and again a post that way. I think we end up with like overlapping post stuff, but that's hardly the end of the world. So if I do this, boom. Watch me have made like some stupid mistake, and I'm gonna have to like go and redo this whole thing. Well, first of all, my my belts are going the wrong way, but it's not like that's a hard thing to correct, at least. So, nah. Something like that. Guess I can walk on this. And I can trim this bit down that we didn't want. Ride this down that way. And then you're going to go here to there to that way. Okay, good. And you're going to come up over here. I suppose with this, if we have throughput problems, we could just replace it with blues. But I suspect it's going to get to the end. Remember, these things have to load quite quickly. With the stacking bonus, which the yellows do get, I think they're going to be fine. Or do they get the stacking? They must. They seem to only be grabbing one at a time, but I might be dreaming. Let's see what happens when this finishes a batch here. We can see the numbers go up. So I might have to replace all these with like blue inserters. Because the yellow swing 1 per second. Which one am I looking at? There we go. Yeah, okay. You are grabbing in chunks. So 1 per second is fine because you're grabbing many things in one go. So that's going to be A-okay. So we are going to go underground and go down a bit. And while it is super probably not relevant, well, we may have to scale this up like dramatically. So yeah, but we will load on both sides. Still going to be a 1-car train. Come on. Oh, that like lined up beautifully over here. Still going to be a 1-car train, but we will load on both sides. Even though it's not the loading time that's going to be our limit here. I'll just go straight up this way. It's not what I usually do. I guess I can also do this, and then after you hit R to like invert the sense, and that's going to be an okay way to do that. So you're going to go, oops, like this. Wapow. Wapow. Okay. Train. Do I have a locomotive and a wagon? Drop you in there. I will just go ahead and ask for a requester chest here and say, hey, if you've got wood or if you've got coal, please bring them here. And I'm going to need an extra power pole because I don't actually want to move things. There we go. That should get delivered. I should have some fuel on me. So let's preload that in. Let's get our wagon over here. Actually, let's pre-build some stuff for the next time. So this is speed mod pickup. So your job, Mr. Train, is going to go to speed mod pickup until full. Then you're going to go to the satellite speed module drop off until empty. So you've got some coming in. Let's make sure the whole cycle works properly. It's a very short ride. I could have just like belted over, but you know, trains are cool. You'll unload, you had basically nothing in there, and you'll complete the cycle. Yeah, and the solid fuel is actually backed up. Oh, probably because the rocket fuel is actually backed up. Okay. Yeah, these production rates are ludicrously slow. Looks like our inputs are pretty good, though. So we're going to take this whole thing. Okay, what we're going to do is... Actually, I'm going to leave that there. That's fine. Boo, 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 boo. To there's fine. Sure. I'll just put this on the other side. That looks like it's lined up, which is great. We'll leave a 2-gapper over there. Do I have enough for another? I do, actually. I can even do another with a 2-gapper. It'll be touching the railroad tracks, but that's okay. And this is all covered by everything. I mean, not logistics over here, but it doesn't matter. Okay, well, that's that. So what I can do with the 4-lane balancer, there's no reason to build exactly what I did last time. I can do something like that. This is a 4-lane to 2-lane balancer, right? I think so. So you can service that side of the train, and you can service that side of the train. There. That should be okay. I mean, I'm sure there's a more minimalist version of it, but this should work fine and offer as much throughput as we ever need. So that's going to be okay. So you're going to come... we'll have to figure out how to actually bring this in. We really want to do... The easiest way to do this is going to be to copy what we usually do with our smelters. Just for expansibility. Ish. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But It'll be a good start. We'll do the thing where we've got you here, and you go like that, and then we do that and that, and then we've got the green. We need you to come slightly higher. And you can go from here to here. That then goes like that. And then from here, we go like that, so that it repeats the pattern. Oh, the gap's actually a little too big, but here, you can do this here, and that'll be okay. So we'll just have to figure out how to actually unload the speed modules, because I think normally our smelters come out the top, which we could still do and then swing everything around. Again, this is going to have to go just scooch lower. To do that, and then you're going to keep going this way. Okay. Clear you, grab you, copy. I'm trying to decide if I need to copy this or not. I don't know. We'll copy from here. We'll figure that out. Now, it's almost certain that we're not going to get enough red and greens coming through here to feed everything. That's okay. We'll pull off more than one belt and or use blues or something like that to increase the throughput. Let's just make sure that the flow is going. We actually don't need a splitter here. That is kind of a pain in the ass with these trees, but that's okay. Grab you. You will in fact go that way. And then yeah, we just gotta wait for some people to complete this. And your doing that. Yeah, probably could have set up a better repeating pattern from the start, but that's okay. And you are flowing through. So we're getting greens to the end, we're getting reds to the end. There's a little schmutz over here. Is that what? An old power cable? Oh, that's a signal. Which is kind of important. There you go. You're coming through here. Do we have another one? I guess we'll just have to wait and see because there's so many trees and stuff in the way. I mean, I can knock them down. And yeah, because our throughput rates are so weak, we're actually not going to be able to tell if the reds reach the end or not. Nor could we tell that there was a problem right there with the greens. Okay. So probably the right thing to do is actually pull more than one line of the greens off. But even if we do, it would not surprise me to find out that we actually need more blues. What's going to hit us as well is the fact that we just aren't producing enough greens. But I'm going to go and rip these off with blues. And just keep bluing to here, at which point the reds are going to be enough. And we'll probably have to rip more than this off as well, just to get everything coming in. Now, we still have to get our outputs. Let's just go ahead and deal with that right now. So if I do... Actually, I don't need to chop that down, but it was kind of annoying me. If I get you to come from here to, say, there, that'll work. Although, we might... Come on. You know what? Fuck all these trees. And actually screw that too. Because we might need more than one sort of red route out of here. Or into this. Let's leave room for some extra stuff. But more or less repeat throughout. Coming up this way. Going there. And... yeah, that spacing is far from ideal, but... we can't just... What? Who's getting smashed? Oh. Oh, those were all non-laser guns. Wow, they lasted a long time, though, I gotta say. They'll get replaced, but unless there's something set up to feed them bullets, which I suppose we could with requester chests, they're not actually going to do anything. Other than draw aggro, I guess. Okay, done. Okay, you know what? I'm quite surprised the reds are going to the end. Well, though that may be in large part because there's not enough greens. You're supposed to go there, and you're supposed to have that. And you're supposed to be that. It's probably because we don't have enough greens, because we just literally don't have enough raw input for it, so that's going to fall short. And that's okay. Let's see. What do we do about that? Again, we could just train some stuff in, but why don't we just go? We've got room where we're producing the greens, and as far as I know, we've got plenty of iron and copper. I mean, there's a little bit of iron lacking on the right-hand side there. It's a little starved, but not really. And we can make adjustments for that. Why don't we just create some more, like another bus thing for the green? Exactly. I'm happy you agree, so I will do that. Click you to get rid of you. And paste in here. I know I'm getting rid of too much, but I was like, I can't be bothered to think about it. I'm just going to clear more space than is necessary. And then put things back in there. I don't think it matters, but I just realized that these little bits. No, it doesn't because of the balance. Because we've got full width coming in, but still. So, I don't know if it matters which side is which. In terms of the copper and iron, but let's go ahead and mirror it. It's going to be okay. So iron there, copper is going to be here. Like that. Like that. We've got this. I don't think that's actually going to cause a problem. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that and we'll readjust it after. Boom. Because you really don't need to grab very much. We can probably just do that and be fine. Because you don't need a whole lot. Clearly, you're completely static, so what does it matter? So that's gonna come in through there and be okay. Oh, and then we did the balance a little funny there. Although this stuff is. Oh, this is just a way for us to drain greens. Like, all this stuff that I kept dumping from my inventory. It's technically in the way. It's not actually a problem, though. Let's go ahead and just do one of those. Okay, that's actually really annoying. Yeah, I can move this, but that would be the slightly vaguely non-lazy action. I'd rather apparently work harder to bypass something than just to move one thing out of the way. It's the principle of the thing. I don't know. Not much principle, actually. Grab you, go there. So you're coming in from both sides. Excellent. And you're going to come that way. And you're going to come that way. And then you're going to do this. A little bit crooked, but that's okay. Okay. So, I think that we may very much want to upgrade a lot of our little iron flow to blue. Obviously, we're going to need a lot of blues for this, because it's going to have to go all the way back to probably this entire four-way balancer. And we don't have the means to do that. We'll come back to it after. But at least the splitters are faster, so that should actually help full saturation a little bit more here. We've got more green circuits getting put onto the hub. Still not 100% saturation. We could go and expand this more. I'm a little bit worried about our raw products maybe being insufficient. So I probably, if I'm going to like expand more here, we do actually have to make sure that the iron is coming in as quickly as possible, which does mean we need to have as many blues as possible. And again, I could shift click for the upgrade, but we've done that before. And like, there's a few things that when the bots are trying to upgrade, they do a terrible, terrible, terrible job because they are having to like pick up everything first. I suppose if I drained the drained all the iron out of this area and then did the upgrade, it would go fine to have the bots do it, but terrible. Insufficient items. Oh, there we go. I don't know where those blues are coming from. Doesn't feel like that's where my production is. All the bots should be coming in from the north, right? Yeah, these guys. That was strange. I mean, I must have dumped some at some point, is the only possible explanation. You know what, the fact that there's not full saturation here makes me think I should actually be starting here. Well, there's not full saturation on any of the outputs. Right, and part of the problem is that these guys, because they're splitting their iron intake with the steel, because I was being lazy, what a shock, they don't have full saturation of this. So we kind of need to like backtrack the problem to like something else or find some other way to, you know, not be an idiot. That seems pretty unlikely though. This does have the occasional stutter. Like I could be vampiric over here and try to like force a slightly better balance by doing dumb shit like this. And then another rebalance over here of these two things. But it's pretty ludicrous. Just we don't have quite enough input for 100% of everything. And doing this with blues I don't think would matter because there's still some gaps over here that are... oh, hold on. Actually, my upgrade thingy does include conversion of fast inserters, I think. Or fast to stacks. No, it doesn't. But I can go and change that. I don't know if I want that all the time, but fast to stack. And then use the this thing to do that. And do we in fact have what we need? Yeah, insufficient items for everything, which is a little unfortunate. But they're still coming. Yeah, well, I'll clearly be putting a cut in here. This is very Band-Aid like stupid stuff. Really Band-Aid stupid stuff. Throwing a bunch of resources at a problem. I gotta say, like, our iron ore deliveries are being fantastic. So actually emptying these trains faster actually is a very, 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 very good thing. It's not too shabby. All right, well, we'll put a cut in here. I'll probably just stand here and let that finish at some point via just more deliveries from the system. Yeah, I actually don't... I'm very confused as to why... Where are these bots coming from? Is it a charging thing? I don't know why they're coming from that angle. Oh, I think you might have finished that entirely. I'm not seeing any insufficient whatevers. So then this block needs to be done as in bulk. And then doing all the red outputs may not be quite as critical. Because at least at this point, we get 100% for sure saturation on all of our red outputs from this. Anyway, I'll put a cut in here, and next episode, we continue our satellite stuff. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.